40 chess. Yeah. 40 chess. 40 chess. Let's get it.
Yo, is that T-Dog?
40 chess. 40 chess. Hey. 40 chess. This a trade show. Patreon where the trades go. Tap in and watch. That's what you came for. Ain't gotta say my name. They know my name, bro.
What's good, man?
We got McNutted in ATM. Always start off the show with a trade from them. You should always make sure that your trade is in. Patreon, why not be a Patreon? Know you wish you could spend every day with them. Tap in and say what you gon' say with them. South Harmon can fill up a stadium. Next time you log in, make sure that you bring a friend. We about to kick off, let the day begin. Go follow the socials. 40 Chess FF is posted. If your trade is an F, you get roasted. Go like and subscribe for the crew. Apple, Spotify, and the YouTube. You know Cooper got the warp too. Let us give you a walkthrough. 40 Chess. This is 40 Chess.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back into the Dynasty Trade Show, sponsored by Ultimate Autographs. If you want some dope shit like I got back here, make sure you go check out Signed Shit, signedsh.it. Adam, what's good, man? Trades?
Let's get it.
Trades? You making any trades? I'm not making any trades. Fucking dead period, bro.
I've been trying. I'll tell you what I've been trying. That's what I've been doing. It's like when my wife doesn't get something done, she tells me, I'm trying. Well, that's code for it didn't happen.
That's not where I thought you were going with that.
Yeah, you know.
You said wife, and I thought about trying and not getting it done, and
it makes
that's
sense.
Where
honestly. Probably everybody else is actually like that. Math checks out exactly what they were thinking.
The math is mathing.
Now, some of the math is not mathing, Mike. Sign shit, you can get some really dope shit. By the way, Mike said, I like that little line. Sign shit for dope shit. But for a lot less than you probably expect. So make sure you're checking that out. Here's the thing, though. Our math is 0, me and you. So we're going to start with Koopa, though. Koopa saving us, all right?
There we go. Thanks, Koopa.
At least we have someone from South Harmon, getting the trade show started this time. Mike, what's your thoughts on this trade here? So this is a 12-team best ball league. Start 12. It's a double tight end premium, 1.25 points per reception, all right? Koopa's getting Diggs, a 25 first and third from Vanilla Killa.
Vanilla Killa.
Now here's the catch. Koopa's second goes back to Vanilla Killa. So it's a first and a third, and then a second's going to the other side for Bryce Young and Pearsall here. What's your thoughts on Stephon Diggs in the first side of this deal as opposed to Pearsall Bryce in the second?
I would say Diggs is more valuable than Pearsall, for sure.
I would agree with that.
Any kind of super flex league, though, Bryce Young's the best player, best asset in this deal.
I would agree. I think if you told me, if you wanted to argue for the first, if it was like looking to be more early, if we could project that, fine. But if you don't, I would say if you can't project it to have a chance to be early, I'm 100% with you. It's Bryce Young would be the best asset in the deal.
Do you do this if you have an abundance of quarterbacks, right? Like maybe Bryce is your fourth quarterback?
I would, in best ball even still. Yeah, I would. Because the way I'm kind of looking at it, right, you get to slot Diggs into your lineup, a part of in a start 12 too, right? Like that's start 12 best ball. Like you want to talk about mathing. Mike, I don't even know what you got to have all the. I want all my bench spots to be filled with people that can score in a start 12 best ball league. That's a lot of starters. Adding Diggs is huge. I think I still get. While I get rid of Bryce, I feel like even in a really long starting roster like this, Mike, a 25 first, maybe I don't get to buy Bryce Young back, but I can always probably pivot that into, at worst, a quarterback somewhere that's scoring points like Bryce Young could. Unless Bryce Young goes to the moon this year, right? Like I could buy, with the first, I could buy probably a package of, it could. That's why I wanted to put that in there. It could. I don't know that he's going to be a points per game difference maker this year, but he certainly could be. But you can get that first to be, can you buy Geno and a player with that first now? I would say at some point you probably could pivot into that. The reason I say that is I like having that flexibility plus getting Diggs. I think I prefer his side here just because I'm getting the first back. Mike, I'll tell you. Let me ask you this: if there's a big trade with Ayuk or Debo, something like that, what do you say then about this trade? Does it pivot it for you?
Ricky Pierce all over Stephon Diggs.
That I wanted to make sure I put in there. I feel like that's the wildcat of this whole trade is if somehow Pearsall is playing a ton of snaps in this offense, it's like, okay, I might need to reevaluate this right now. So I feel like that's like the joker in the trade. I want Koopa's side. I get why he makes this deal for sure in a best ball league, but man, I feel like Pearsall right now is probably one of the hardest assets to evaluate in Dynasty, and I don't say that lightly.
Right. Let me check out Koopa's team here, courtesy of the lab. See what he's rocking with as far as quarterback situation.
Let's do it.
Lamar and Deshaun Watson.
That's what he's got left, those two?
That's it. 2 firsts. His own and now this Vanilla Killer.
Is his team is this a contending team? I'd imagine it's got to be with Diggs, right?
Yeah, it's a fairly up there. Not the best, but, playoff-ish. Vanilla Killer, though, oh my God. Boy sending away his first-round pick when he's the ass team of the league.
Okay, there you go, Mike. So most valuable piece in the deal. That's why I said it that way.
Or one of the most ass teams in the league.
I'm going to
say the lab ranks him as like 4th worst right now.
Okay, if you're telling me it's a top 3, top 4 type pick, Mike, I'd say I'd lean the 25 first as the most valuable piece of the deal, just because I guess it probably depends on market still, if Bryce has some resurgence, but I just feel like even if you have to hold that for a while, if you now at the right time can sell someone this is an early first, that normally you're able to trade that for things you should not be able to trade for. That's really
I like this a lot more now with the context, right? If this is just a random one, let's say this was a playoff-ish first.
Yeah.
I get the flexibility, but I'm like, man, I would have. And then seeing Koopa's team and being like, dude, he was your 3rd quarterback in a best ball league. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you just giving this shit away? Yeah, looking at it now, man, I'm betting against this fucking vanilla killer because he ain't no killer. He's just vanilla.
Yeah, the killer is the first-round pick is the killer of this deal, for sure.
I wouldn't even call him Vanilla Ice, man, because Vanilla Ice is nice. He was nice with it there for a little bit. All
Dude,
right?
Mike, you know what's so funny? I was in my mind.
Like
I'm thinking that this first, if it's early, makes this such a slam
dunk.
dunk.
This dude is?
What?
He's vanilla wafers. You know anybody who likes fucking vanilla wafers? No one.
No, that's vanilla wafers. Damn. R.I.P. to.
I mean, the dude's got
Killer.
some pieces, right? Like he's got Josh Allen, Jamar Chase, ETN, Kyron, Dalton Kincaid, but in a best ball right now, in his lineup, Ricky Pearsall, who we just got, Dotson, Quentin Johnston, Audric Estime, Keaton Mitchell, Will Shipley. Like on the bench, Damian Pierce, Treylon Burks, Jonathan Mingo. Just talk about missing on every fucking person that you invested in just because they're young. So this might be a bad side for Ricky Pearsall. If this dude's going after Ricky Pearsall, he might just put the hex on him. All right?
Yeah,
I'm trading away all my Ricky Pearsall. I'm done.
Now here's the thing, right? So it's 4th as far as like redraft total, okay, but it's by 5 points on the lab. It is the singular worst team as far as dynasty total, which really all that does is weigh ADP. Okay, the reason I'm bringing that up, Mike, is like I'm looking at this squad, dude. Everything you just named, it's not just ass, but there's certainly not depth. I look at Mike, just with me for a second. Look at the lab and start it where it says bench. Okay, so he's got Bryce after this deal. Cool. I actually like that for your bench quite a bit. After that, I would argue that you don't even have. Most of these players, I'll read them for everyone, but I'm just going to argue, Mike, I'd argue most of these guys aren't even guys that have a chance to slide into your roster at all, period. So his bench, for the record, Jordan Travis, Trey Lance, Sam Hartman, Damian Pierce, Treylon Burks, Jonathan Mingo, DJ Chark, Trey Palmer, Chase Claypool, Jalen Koch, John Mechie, Calvin Austin, Matt Collins, Greg Dulcich, Ian Thomas, Hayden Hurst, Foster Moreau. Mike, this is not a best ball team. This could be the 101. This could be the 101.
This isn't even a good lineup team because the dudes in his lineup suck too.
The only way this isn't 101, Mike, and this is one of the things about buying someone else's first and projecting it as 101. I actually want to put this on record. I don't think we talk about this much.
No. You know, Koopa was on the fucking simulator when he ran this one and was like, there's my fish.
But stick with me on this. Here's the only way that this isn't the 101. Is if a few weeks into the season, see, this team, it has nothing but a reason to try to compete without your first, right? Try to make your team better to score points. If a team that's, let's say, loses the first three in week 3, the first 3 weeks, right now they're 0-3, they're the same with this vanilla killer. Those teams with their first might be incentivized to just gut stuff. And that's the only way I see this team not being 101, though. Like, maybe it's 103, 104. This team is terrible.
So I'm looking at the guy who has the worst redraft ranking on there, and I'm not lying. I think his team's actually better off.
I think this is the worst best ball team in the league, for sure.
Definitely.
Audric Estime and Quentin Johnson. Yeah. By the way, I named off that bench for the record, Mike. Audric Estime, Keaton Mitchell, Quentin Johnson, Will Shipley are the 4 flexes currently starting for this team.
Mm-hmm.
Will Shipley won't start a single game unless Saquon Barkley gets hurt. For his own team, let alone this team.
He'll start a kick returner.
You better hope you get a lot of kick return points in this league, Mike.
Yeah, fucking Koopa did it.
All right, Koopa.
By landslide.
Well, anyway, the trade was going to be kind of a fun discussion. I think it still was.
Not going to lie. He had me in the first half.
Yeah. The first half meant nothing. The points really racked up in the second half, you know.
Sorry, Vanilla Wafer.
I'm not sorry. You should have, hit us up. But for the record, it's too late. We can't fix it now. All right, Dynasty Barry, who's only Barry 83 on Sleeper. Okay, Mike. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, A-Rich, and Amani Bailey are being acquired in a best ball deal. So this is BTC 1. This is one of the leagues that you're in with him. Mike, I so badly wanted to be in this league, but I could not, with the way that you guys are doing the auctions, happened to be there. I wasn't going to be able to make the dates. So it kills me every time I see this. Does this trade kill your heart and soul, though, when you saw A-Rich be going to Barry for Jaylen Warren, Will Levis, Bo Nix, Noah Fant, and this is a best ball for the record, so it's a 12-team start, 1.75 tight end premium, 6-point passing touchdown. But it is, so while it's a 4-for-1, probably, maybe 1.5, the A-Rich, to me, is quite different than the rest of the pieces in the deal. I'm curious what you think here.
Yeah, as you can see, Barry just scrolled up and cropped it just perfectly, and the manager he traded with, when this fucking trade went through, I think I put name fits.
because League Donor 01, huh?
Well, fucking name fits. Sure does. It's one of those two when you see this is the kind of deal when it goes through, you go, son of a bitch, I wish I would have known. I wish I would have known it was this cheap.
I wish I would have known, and I would have probably gotten me some A-Rich, huh?
Well, this is what happens when you go into an auction and you fuck it up at the quarterback position and you don't pay enough attention to depth in a best ball league at quarterback. By the midpoint of a fast auction, you go, shit, there's nobody left.
Yep.
Fuck. And this is one of them, just to give people context, too. This one I strategically, Barry can attest to this one. This first one that we did, Adam. My first nominations were all those quarterbacks who don't currently have a starting job, but like we feel pretty good that they might start some games this year.
Yeah.
Just get them out of the way, right? Put them up there. I was going to try to nab, 3 or 4 of the, for example, the Sam Howell, the Drew Lock types, where you're like, listen, I don't know if the starter in front of them is that good. Maybe they're going to start some games this year, right?
Sure.
And that's kind of how I wanted to build my quarterback room, and then some of these other quarterbacks went cheap, and all of a sudden, of course, Mike falls into a little mini QB horde. A little mini one. Thanks for letting me have J.J. McCarthy and Jaden Daniels and Michael Penix real cheap, you fucks. Appreciate you.
Fuck sticks.
Then the NFL draft happens, and of course I'm right. A little flex there, but yeah, Jesus Christ. Hey, Rich, for this is fucking stupid, man. Dumb.
Yeah, the way I was viewing this, for the record, like, this is one of those, I feel like, I'm going to try to explain the point as best I can. It's hard to, though. When you get playing a lot of best ball leagues like you and I are, Mike, you start to look at a trade like this on the surface, and it's like, man, I'm giving up 4 players that might make my lineup weekly. And you're looking at comparing it to A-Rich, and you're like, okay, Amani Bailey is essentially a roster clogger. Like, he should be off my team already, right? You look at CEH, you're like, okay, it's not really a running back you want to carry in a best ball league because his role is probably only going to be one of consequence if there's an injury to Pacheco or something like that. Like, his snap share is not going to be consistent enough to rely on weekly for top 30 type finishes. So when you think about it, it's like, man, best ball brain, right? You're like, I don't know, man. This is 4 for 1. Like, you can't do a lot of 4 for 1s, right? But here's what made me feel like when I looked at the deal past the surface, this is way too cheap. If you told me right now in a best ball, I don't care what it is, Mike, Will Levis and Bo Nix for A-Rich, it's A-Rich by country miles, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even if it's 2 for 1, you're like, I don't care. I'll take A-Rich versus those two every single week for the entire season. I don't care. Mm-hmm. All right, so if that's the case now, what's really happening here? I love Noah Fant, Mike. You know how much I love Noah Fant.
Yep.
But tight ends are incredibly replaceable in best ball. Right. And then I'm looking at, okay, Jaylen Warren. Jaylen Warren with Arthur Smith coming over is a guy that last year, through all the excitement, long runs, all the, efficiency, I actually just have a video that came out yesterday breaking down him as one of the running backs who's going like in the top 24 to 30 range, who just doesn't have the snap share in any way, shape, or form probably coming or what we've seen in the past to be relevant. And I'm looking like, all right, if I'm losing Jaylen Warren and I get back CEH for these two quarterback swaps to get A-Rich, this is ridiculous. Like, there's no picks in here. Like, you start looking at it, that 4 for 1 is really not anything of scary substance when you start really breaking it down.
Here's my favorite part. Barry made this one try to favor running backs, and you'll see on the warp graph they're up there a little bit. Okay. Mm-hmm. He did it by points per carry, Adam. Points per carry also applies to quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah.
And it really applies to quarterbacks who run the fuck out of the football. So, just saying. Just saying. I give a fuck less about Fant and Jaylen Warren, Will Levis, Bo Nix. I got a lot of these guys, right? Except Jaylen Warren.
And now
I got a lot of the other ones, right? Probably my most rostered across the board.
Let me help you.
Up a heartbeat in a points per carry league for A-Rich.
What did we have roster spots here? 32, was it?
I believe so.
Okay. Now, 32 for the record is a little longer. However, while that's the case, like 32 roster spots, you want to have as many of those guys be meaningful as possible. But if I can in a trade like this now, I get off of Warren, I get off of Fant. You know what this makes my roster actually? I got a lot of spots to churn and burn, baby. If I can create that on my roster, I think that's actually one of the things that's probably missed in this deal. Now you just get rid of Bailey, okay? So now I only have these 2 roster spots held up, and I'm basically more apt to add more players in throughout the waiver wire, make picks for players straight up, don't have to worry about cutting anybody. I think this is just – the more I thought about this deal, I'm like, this is ridiculous, Barry. I don't know how this is still in your inbox. Just fucking hit it, Just hit it.
Just do it, man. Just do it. I love it.
All right.
I was pissed.
Yeah.
Pissed.
And I just want to make sure, like, the more I looked, on the surface, I thought it was close, and the more I looked, I'm like, what are we doing? All right. Speaking of what are we doing, Plank Crew is back. My boy, Dynasty Alex. Shout out Lakeland. I feel like I'm just going to start saying shout out Lakeland on every fucking episode. The only thing is I'm curious here. We got a first from Coming for the Crown.
Coming for the crown.
The trade here is Tank Dell for a first in JMO. This is also a Best Ball League Start 11. It's a 1.25 tight end premium, so essentially it's irrelevant. Full PPR. Here's my question in this deal, more than anything. Does JMO equate to much for you in this trade? Is really my question.
Nope.
Okay.
Sure as fuck doesn't.
I would say in best ball, like I would say I would roster.
We have him in a best ball league.
Yeah,
I'll co-manage.
I feel like, can I tell you what he is? He's a not quite as bad of a version as Bateman, where like I'll roster him. I will. I think he's going to have meaningful enough snaps to care about in best ball. But I just feel like the appropriate way to value him, at least for me right now, with what I can project, is he's a best ball wide receiver at best. And so really, it really comes down to Tank Dell in the first. JMO Jameson, I think probably, unless things drastically change in his usage and stuff, someone that you could replace on the waiver wire. I get the point of the trade here, but now the question becomes for me, what do you think of Tank Dell now, essentially?
I like him. I think he got a little bit knocked too hard with Diggs coming over and then Nico signing that deal. It was
for sure.
Tank Dell was cooking.
He was
really cooking.
You know what's funny? Like right before he got hurt, his target load was insane, dude.
Stupid good.
10 to 15 every week, right? But then it's like, it's funny you mentioned that. So he's like the odd man out as far as newsworthy trending stuff, right? You got Nico Collins with a huge contract. You got Stephon Diggs, the new recent acquired traded player. There's nothing to talk about with him. Even the last time he played, he was sidelined for how many weeks to finish the season. So I don't know. There's a lot of uncertainty in this room, but I'm with you. I think Tank Dell is starting to get to a point where, like, if he ends up not being the odd man out, fuck, that price is getting cheap, buddy.
It is. I'll say this, though. Now that I know the context around the whole thing, which I could tell you, Adam, the guy coming for the crown is kind of a middling, one of those maybe makes playoffs, maybe doesn't make the playoffs kind of team.
Yep, that's what I was going to.
Kind of where he's at.
That's what I was going to get to, yep.
Lakeland is definitely not playing for the playoffs. Rebuilding. Acquiring assets. This gives them the third first in next year's class, for a little bit of leverage. And while I don't think much of JMO, there's people in the community still pushing this shit. So if I'm in a rebuild, fuck it, I don't really care. I'm not relying on him for production, and if he does something, I can flip him for, maybe an early-ish second or projected one. Fuck, big W for me, out the door. So I get the third pick in 2025 for the leverage. It's also betting against somebody who's 50-50 on whether or not they'll even be good or not. And I get an asset which some of the community still likes and will fucking stand for. And if I can flip him, cool. We get a dub. So I don't mind this trade at all for Play Crew. If I'm coming for the crown, you ain't really coming for the crown. You just talking a lot of shit.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, the thing that's interesting about it, he put in the Discord that he's basically and I think this is the exact right mindset too, right? So you're in a rebuild, and he says, I'm taking a bet against this manager's quarterback room, which has Tua, Russ, and that's it. So just think about that for a second. Not to mention best ball, where just having two quarterbacks in general is not good. I mean, Mike, I think Russ finishes the season. So
and now no first.
Right, you got no first. Let's see, and even if Russ finishes the season, Mike, if he does, there's still definitely an if there. You don't have a single bye week quarterback replacement, like, at all. You also only have 2 shots in a best ball versus everyone else that might have 3 or 4. And also, Mike, if you told me that you had, it's not the way I would roster construct in best ball ever, almost. Now, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say ever, but not ideally, right? But that's if I wouldn't like to do that with 2 high-end quarterbacks. Like, Russ is not at this point a high-end quarterback. Tua has had weeks of a high-end quarterback, but like, he's also had low quarterback weeks. You could end up having weeks where those 2 guys are quarterback 25 and 28. Like, nothing against either of them for the record, but like, there's not enough upside to carry that type of minimal quarterback room here.
And again,
I'll take the first here, buddy. I'll take the first here.
Roster construction in best ball, his bench is also very garbage.
Yeah. Well, you know what you do when you have 2 quarterbacks? You do it like this, where you carry all these dead bodies too. So you got Carson Wentz, Zach Wilson, Joe Milton, Joe Flacco, Jake Browning, Trey Lance, Jordan Travis. Now, you're like, okay, if you're thinking lineup, yeah, do this, sure. Some of these guys probably end up getting some starts. But you know what you don't want to do in best ball is carry 7 of these dead bodies. Because by the time they end up being the starter, they were dead bodies to your wins and loss column. And, yeah, no thanks, man. T's and P's, buddy. Yikes.
T's? Oh, look at this fucking thing.
All right, speaking of rent-free, this is
this thick-ass boy.
It's rent-free in this fucking box here, buddy. To get this to fit is not really that fun. Pause. Zach Ertz, Drake London, Jerome Ford, Quentin Johnson, Aiden O'Connell, Ben Sinnott. That's a lot of okay. Amari Cooper.
There's a lot of shit.
There's a lot of shit piled in here for sure. That's on the Tim H 24 side. The rent-free side is getting Amari Cooper, K. Dotton, Jelani Woods, Spencer Rattler, Jordan Travis, Brian Thomas Jr. Please say the junior. Mike, when you're looking at all this, let's try to get down in the shit, clean it out, and really look at this trade and what it stands for.
Yeah, lineup or best ball league?
So that's what I'm trying to pull up here. I don't know that we had that context. Give me a second here. So
we need it.
We do. Pretty bad. Timothy.
Tim.
Where is Tim's?
Tim.
Right here. Okay, here we go. Nope, not here we go. Here it is.
Should be easy to find. It's gigantic.
He took over an awful orphan, no draft capital. Plenty of fluff on both sides. It doesn't actually say best baller lineup though.
So no one knows. Maybe I'll do a little dig.
I'm gonna go in the lab and see if we can figure that out.
Dig. Either way, all right. We'll just start with generic Adam.
Okay.
Best player in the deal, Drake London.
Yeah, agreed.
And it's not close.
Not particularly close at all.
Second best, Brian Thomas.
I would say dynasty value wise for sure, and then I would say Cooper after him. But production wise, obviously that could switch.
So what would you need to add to Brian Thomas to get to Drake London? Is Amari Cooper too much?
What would you need to add to Brian Thomas? I would probably, because I think I think I could rely on Amari Cooper's production for another year or two. I think I would make that down tier from Drake to Brian Thomas and then Amari Cooper. But that's probably, that's probably a trade you could get done. Frankly, yeah, I'd agree with you.
So even if I don't say it's Amari Cooper, if I said Brian Thomas and all the other shit,
I want Drake London.
London.
None of that other shit, Miles. All that shit gives me nowhere. You know, I just have a bunch of sludge in Brian Thomas Jr.
So would Amari Cooper, like getting back Sanat, Aiden O'Connell, Jerome Ford, be enough for Amari Cooper?
Wait, say that again.
So if we just looked at it now, we got rid of Brian Thomas and all the other shit. So the only thing left is Amari Cooper.
Okay.
Now, if we put ourselves in the other manager's shoes, Amari Cooper for Aiden O'Connell, Ben Sanat, and say Jerome Ford. Is that enough
no. I don't think so. Do you?
I don't think so. It is either.
So I got the league finally. For the record, rent free's in 20. Tim H is in 33 leagues. So
tough.
It was fine. It was fun to find it, but we did it.
You found it though.
All right. So here's what we got. Rent free is the bottom of the barrel. Absolute worst team. Not
Dog
far
shit.
behind him is Tim H. So you see they're trading shit back and forth. Two worst teams in the league. I'm trying to figure out though directions here. Like Tim H's team is very young, Mike. Extremely young. Like everybody's young on this team. Definitely in a rebuild without his first. That's not good. Okay. He said he's cleaning up an orphan though. It makes sense. Rent free does not have his first and does not appear to be worried about age. I just think about that. Just remove the picks and all that. Just think about what you're acquiring here, Mike. I mean, you're getting Brian Thomas. So I don't know, man. I just don't understand acquiring Amari Cooper and Brian Thomas for Drake London, particularly unless now you think you're going to offer Amari Cooper for something crazy.
As of now, it's a lineup league too. By the way, just
in that part,
some negatives.
So if it's lineup, I definitely want the Drake London side though. Like I shouldn't say definitely, but I can understand the asset of Drake London in a lineup league being harder to acquire.
Yep, harder to acquire. He also gets a quarterback who he might be able to flip for a second. Nate O'Connell. Say he wins his starting job.
Yeah,
stays
if he does,
the starter for the year. Yeah, some contender would be like, oh, can I buy Aiden? You know,
I'll say a piece of the deal that I personally don't. I'll just tell you this, Tim, personally for me. I wouldn't be banking on Ben Sanat's value here. Like I wouldn't be viewing him as a guy that I'm trying to have as a piece of my future tight end room. I mean, he can be that, but I'm ideally probably trying to flip him at some point, like now, or especially in the season if he has a decent week or two. Like, that's a piece though that I think dynasty value wise is probably not talked about, wouldn't be talked about a lot in this deal that I think is one that you should be looking to move. I see you got Zach Ertz too. I wouldn't be playing this like, hey, I got the tight end room of Washington. I wouldn't be.
Woo!
I wouldn't be doing that, buddy. No, thank you. Don't do it, man.
This is just a lot of shit. And the best shit is Drake London. Everything else, irrelevant.
I'll tell you what.
Side, though.
I just was thinking, you know how we aren't getting deals done? I don't think I'm looking at this trade and it's like I have a lot of shit, you have a lot of shit. Let's make a deal, you know? Maybe I'm not looking at the other person's roster like what do you like to build your team around, you know?
Maybe we just need to start sending a bunch of shit.
Maybe I'm not sending shitty enough offers. Fuck. Maybe it's on me. It could be on me. America. Happy 4th right there, buddy, right? All right. All right, Mike.
America.
Billy Spriggs. Let's try to get some context on this fucker, huh? It's basically all we got is a start 10. It looks like a lineup league. Superflex PPR.
Who cuts off the top name too?
I'll be honest with you. I'm looking.
Chev.
I was looking. Chev. I was looking. You know what this is? He doesn't want anyone to know who he is. I think he's trying to hide his sleeper identity. I feel like
That's not how this fucking show works.
Well, what's fun is I won't be able to put the avatar with it, but we have this thing that's called the lab. You may, when you look at it at first, it's a little intimidating. All right, I'll give it to you, but you can find almost anything in here. So I'm pretty sure we'll find it. It's kind of like the movie Taken.
We didn't even get a league name.
Mike.
People are slacking. Blitz.
Mike.
Blitz, I know. I know Adam and I didn't have a trade. It's kind of the dead period. All right? I need you to still adhere to the fucking rules of the show.
Here's what we have, right? 2 weeks out of the last, I don't know, month, we have struggled to get a deal done. So, Blitz, I get it, all right? We're trying, though, to do our part. I need you to tighten it up. Tighten this fucking shit up. But I will say, Mike, this is just like the movie Taken. I will find you. I will find you.
So his name is Chev on Sleeper, by the way. So just put him on blast.
What's kind of fun
is Juliet Dynasty.
Nice. All right. We got it. We're there.
I'll find everything, motherfuckers. I will find you. And I will kill you on air about your shitty deals.
Okay. Now that we have found our poor soul,
God.
Billy Spriggs, Mike, is getting Keenan Allen, Saquon in a third. Chev is getting DJ Moore, Christian Watson, and Greg Dulcich. Lineup league start 10, right?
Yep.
I guess, can I tell you the truth? I think a lot of this deal probably ends up coming down to what you think of and what becomes of really Christian Watson. Like, when I'm looking at it, what do you think here? Give me your thoughts on this deal.
Chev is trying to win, looks like, on his team anyways, towards the top.
Okay.
So I would say DJ Moore and Saquon are probably a wash for contending-wise.
Yeah, I would agree. I'd probably say contending-wise, I might lean Barkley, but far more risk comes with that player and position.
I tell you the easiest piece of the deal, the matchup. I'll take the goddamn 26th third over Greg
I was going to say, most people probably want to cancel him. I'll take the pick.
I'll take the fucking pick every day of the week. Easily.
So now, yeah, I'm with you there. Okay. We got that out of the way. Now, because Keenan Allen or Christian Watson, that one is crazy tough because you have could Keenan Allen in an offense with a young quarterback operating in the middle of the field, short routes, possession guy, end up just getting a shit ton of targets and be decent in fantasy for another year or two? Sure, absolutely.
Yep.
He doesn't have long left, if at all. And then Christian Watson, it's like incredibly uncertain what we're going to get from him last year, injury riddled. But when he played, Mike, he's on the field the whole time. He's definitely one of their top, if not the top perimeter receivers that they view their team. Ugh.
I think the deal's fine for Chev. I guess I really don't give a shit. The Greg Dulcich thing, though, is like, I would have rather kept my fucking pick. I really would have than fucking Greg Dulcich.
I'll tell you this. I don't feel strongly enough to make to pick a side. Like, I kind of view this trade as you could end up getting more shelf life out of the DJ Moore and Christian Watson side, and if those are your guys, I get it. I know Barkley's getting older as a running back, so is Keenan Allen, but I also feel like you might be able to squeeze 1 or 2 years out of both of those guys that are really meaningful. So I'm not like I don't feel super strongly about either side.
I do with the full context, right? And
okay,
I'm just talking
here you go.
Chev.
Give me that now.
With Chev, I'm 50-50, like whether you make the deal or not. With Billy Spriggs, I 1,000,000,000% don't make this fucking deal because his team is god-awful and terrible, and why the fuck do I want Keenan Allen and Saquon Barkley?
Oh, my gosh. I just assumed his team was – I didn't even look at his team. I figured just he's obviously contending.
It's fucking terrible. He's grasping for straws. Like,
hold on a second.
Praying he can get the fucking
Wait a
7th
minute.
seed.
Mike? Gerard? Is that you?
Is that you, Gerard Mayo?
Gerard Mayo?
Again?
Did you think – no, I don't.
No, his team's fucking horrible.
Mike, the reason I say that, I don't think I've seen anyone but Gerard Mayo take on Keenan Allen on a team that's not good.
He has no second quarterback. I guess technically his second quarterback's Justin Fields. His team is built around old running backs, and now Keenan Allen. I just don't. His bench is... I mean, his bench has a lot of those guys. I did a video on Adam saying, like, listen, if you're a contending team, go out and try to acquire these guys cheap. But it's probably not how I want to build my dynasty team, especially with the few super monsters in here with great dynasty value, great redraft totals. It's fuck that, man. Know your league. Billy Spriggs obviously doesn't know his league. Maybe that's why Chev hit his name. It's like he thought he could get by.
But the problem is he didn't hide his name. He just hit it his own. We now know Billy Spriggs. Anyway, yeah, I think, Mike, I'll just say on the surface, if this was a stronger contender, like I think Billy Spriggs is probably looking at his team like it's realistically not that. I would hope. I could be wrong. It's realistically not that good, but he's thinking if Fields takes the job, maybe he's like crusty enough production to get in the playoffs and win. And obviously, if that doesn't happen, rare scenario, you just rebuild. I just don't want to now have to rebuild my first if he comes early, and then I got to move Keenan Allen for a bag of chips. That's the problem with that. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I'm good.
I think the trade is fine value-wise on the surface. I'm fine with it for Chev. I probably honestly would maybe like slightly lean the Allen and Barkley side even on a contender, but I don't mind it at all. You're also probably staying potentially younger and have pretty similar ranges of outcomes to score points, so I get it. It's just not a deal that I'm super excited about really at all, period. I just kind of don't like it. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Not sorry. Put your name on the fucking deal next time for the record. Say it with your chest.
And the league name, goddammit.
Yeah, Blitz. It's partly on me, but you need to be better for me too. 12 teams, Superflex, start 10 PPR, 2 tight end premium, Mike. So this is Philly Wiz WIT out. I'll tell you one thing. East Atlanta Santa is the first in this side of the deal. East Atlanta Santa is such a fucking sweet username. I love that. We got a lineup start 10 league, so it is lineup. What are your thoughts on this deal? Chris Olave, Brian Thomas in a 4th, or Aiden O'Connell a 3rd and 2 firsts? One of which is Philly sending away his, and then East Atlanta Santa is the other user in the trade here that it's his first.
He's getting it back. Maybe he's rebuilding.
No, Philly's sending. Well, Willie Powen is the person that's getting the both first. East Atlanta Santa is just it's just his first is the collateral in this fucking deal.
He's just collateral.
Yeah. Now, I guess the big question is, how much of a chip is that first? Right, someone else's. Yeah. That's my biggest question. Is probably like, where do these project? If you tell me Chris Olave and Brian Thomas first, 2 random first, Mike, I want Chris Olave and Brian Thomas first, those 2 randoms. But if you're telling me like we got a chance at some early picks, that's where I would struggle.
I'm trying to find the league too. They
so
play in 3 goddamn fucking leagues.
The Ultra Flex 2 is the name of the league.
Oh, not just 1, 2.
The Ultra Flex League, and by the way, they play together in the Ultra Flex. If you were wondering, so.
Yeah, they do. The 1 and 2. All right. Philly Wiz without. He is sending away multiple firsts. And his team right now, redraft total, it's a lot A lot of teams really jammed in together, Adam.
Yeah.
You know. So while he shows as 5th worst in redraft total, not too far behind everybody above him either. So
yeah.
A lot of mids.
Well, what I'm seeing, you know what I'm seeing, though? Can I tell you what I see that is crazy? Willie Powen is, I think, working on trying to pull the Avengers off. He might have done it. He might be the first person I've seen to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's gotten,
short.
Dude, he's
3 short.
that was the highest I got to for the record, besides the one that was 12. You get, dude, so can I just let me now put this deal with context there. Like, if you knew you were getting 9 of 12 here, would you send away Olave and Thomas there? Because I do think, like, on the surface, that feels light value-wise. But if you're going to get 9 of 12, and you probably so now you have a 75% shot of all the fucking early picks in this class.
Mm-hmm. And the East Atlanta Santa one looks real good.
Looks like the team. It looks like one of the picks you had to get.
Yeah, it looks like one of the ones I wanted to get.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, Philly Wiz without.
He already had Sudden X. He has Philly Wiz without now. The teams that he does, you know what? The teams that he doesn't have look to be solid teams. Like, I'm not saying you don't want all of them, but
except for Don Laurent.
Don Laurent's the one team that he doesn't have that was okay. But that's fine. Let's say let's say you had, of the top 6 picks, let's say you had 4 of them or 5 of them. That's all you need, man. Like, that's.
I think if I'm Willie Powen here, I make this deal even though it's on the lighter front because, 1, it's East Atlanta's pick, which I have a real good feeling is going to be early.
Mm-hmm.
And 2, I'm getting Philly Wiz without's here. I'm getting his. And it just adds to, this is how you pulled this off in shit. Remember, Adam?
Yeah.
You convinced 11 other people that they could all fucking compete.
Right.
Well, 11 people aren't making the fucking playoffs.
No,
right?
no.
I'm sorry
that's
to tell you,
100%.
that's not how that works. All right? 6 of you fuckers are, and everybody else is going to be on the outside looking in. So I'm willing to diversify all over. And listen, I think for sending away Brian Thomas, Chris Olave, just getting 2 first back, and then maybe Aiden O'Connell, who I mentioned earlier, he's starting. One of these contenders might come a sniffing around, and maybe now I get a second or something on top of it. So I think I want that side, especially from team context. And I don't think if I'm Philly Wiz without, at this point, with everybody being so tight and this guy already owning most of the first, I think I'm holding on to those picks, like, just as my insurance policy, right? In case my team really is that 7th or 8th
Right.
best in the league. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'll wait until the season until I find out.
Dude, you know what's so crazy? Like, this is I'll be honest, Mike, this is the closest thing I've seen to someone going the route I did in shit. Most people don't want to tear their team to the studs like this. What I really like, though, is he's already kind of Willie Powen. He's already kind of formulating the best he can for next year. Meaning, so what do you have here? Quarterbacks. Michael Penix, Bo Nix. Cheap ones, young ones. If Bo Nix pops, sell him. Michael Penix, nobody's going to want until he's starting, and everyone's going to want him, right? You add that to those picks. You have Brock Bowers. You have Jaden Reed. You have Pearsall, right? And then this is the other part. You got 26 picks. You have 4 of them. So now it's like you move. I think the big thing is you end up moving a lot of those 25 picks, hopefully, when the value's higher. Or certainly pivot out of some of these young players when you can. And then those 26 picks you can use in the 25 season to kind of strengthen things around with your team. I like what he's doing. The question I have for you is really comes down to the Willie Fizzwood outside. I think on market, there's no really denying that this would be a hard trade to pass up if you were trying to contend, really, right? Like, you think about it on the surface anyway. You like 2 first, Brian Thomas and Chris Olave, yeah. What I'm asking you is here, do you think he made the right move making this trade with his team? Do you think that sending away really the question becomes sending away your own flexibility? Like East Atlanta Santas, even though it looks to be a top 4 pick or whatever, I don't like doing that, but I'm fine. Losing my flexibility would be my only question. So how do you view it with him after losing his flexibility? He has Dak and CJ Stroud at QB for the record, Geno Smith backing up. Got a solid enough team, but what do you think of it with the variance aspect?
There's no fucking chance I'm sending away my pick.
Yeah.
No chance.
I mean, I think his team definitely can make the playoffs, but when I say that, it's like I mean that because it's not certain. There's 1, 2, 3. He's the 8th best team on the lab. He's right in the mix for sure, but
not doing it.
The other thing I'm looking to, it's like your team is solid, but I think to really make the jump, your team's going to need to see Dalton Kincaid obviously become what we are, or what people are valuing him in Dynasty. He's going to be he has to be a producer. Chris Olave needs to take the step. Brian Thomas, what's he going to produce for you in year 1? Jonathan Brooks we love him in Dynasty, but what's he going to project, right?
Yep.
What's going to happen for production for a lot of these guys is I think the reason I wouldn't have caved those two in.
Yep. This is the hard pass for me. No fucking thank you.
I want the onions back.
That's why he gets without.
Damn it! All right,
you fucked that up, Adam.
Yeah,
should have got the onions.
Well, he gets him without. I want him back on. He fucked it up.
Put him back on.
Put him back on. Action Jackson, can you save it? I think this is the final trade. Can he save the show?
Can he? Please.
I don't know. Joe Mixon, Chase Brown, 25 5th. So used to be the Bengals backfield. Now it's a split backfield. Or Kenneth, Walker, Flacco, and $100 in fab. Now, one of the things I'll say, this can be confusing depending on your league format and when they reset it. Like $100 in off-season fab and regular season fab are very different things for me.
Oh, yeah.
If this is $100 and we're about to reset in a month, like that $100 is exactly.
Who gives a shit? Or
if this is $100 in season, though, fuck, buddy.
And what's the total budget? If this is $100
exactly
out of a $1,000 budget, it's 10%, right?
If I get some team's entire budget, though, like if I get double budget,
$100 off a $100 budget for the entire fucking year,
I got 200 versus everyone's 100. That has some value, buddy. I'll give you my fifth for that.
And lineup league versus best ball league,
right?
Another determinant factor.
So, for the record, let's see, Action Jackson. This is a start 11 lineup league. He gave us this is why he gave a screenshot of the scoring settings. Okay, so what we have here is a 0.2 points per carry. We have a full point tight end premium, so 2 points per catch for the tight end, and everything else is pretty vanilla. It's a 6-point passing touchdown, -3 total if you have a pick six. So everything else is pretty standard.
So it's a lineup league.
Yes.
Why are we taking one good running back and divesting into two maybe running backs?
I get splitting them, but here's my problem. Chase Brown for me is a speculative running back.
Very speculative.
Now, that being said, like I get the aspect of. Here's my question with a guy like Chase Brown. This is similar to Jaylen Warren, honestly. But Chase Brown needs to probably earn even more snaps. I feel like with Chase Brown, his name cachet is getting higher. I just wonder, you know how when you do any running back on a 53, it's like this running back, Zamir White is a perfect example of this. He's literally a zero all year, and then all of a sudden he's playing 80% of snaps. So now you just know when you're going to start him. If something happens to Zach Moss, do the Bengals start running Chase Brown out there for 85% of snaps and run him through the tackles? That's actually genuinely a question that I would tend to answer probably not to.
Here's the other thing. I don't know why no one talks about this. Okay. We see Joe Mixon go to Houston, and everybody goes, oh, fuck yeah. Joe Mixon's been really solid for the Bengals, and now he goes to another offense. Maybe it's just me, Adam, but I looked up the fact that Joe Mixon can't run very well in a zone blocking scheme, which is exactly why Dameon Pierce got benched for Devin Singletary last year, because Dameon Pierce can't run in a zone blocking. Maybe it's just fucking me, okay? But I wouldn't feel good about a running back, even in a good offense, who historically has struggled to run the zone scheme, which they just benched another guy that was promising last fucking year because he couldn't run in a zone scheme. So maybe Joe Mixon, 1, is old as fuck and maybe he's cooked. 2, also can't run in his own scheme. So, you know what Kenneth Walker can do? He can run in any offense. He can run just fine.
Sure.
Is he overinflated because he's young and he's a running back? Yeah, for sure. But I'm not taking one of those guys in a fucking lineup league, a small lineup league, and divesting into two highly questionable running backs.
I agree, by the way, for the record of the take on Mixon there. The only thing that's really interesting was, so Mixon, for all accounts, was going to get cut, okay? And then they make the trade for him before that happens because they're like, we want to make sure we get him. Think about this. The guy's getting ready to be a free agent. And then all of a sudden, the Texans trade for him and extend him. Like, just think about that for a second. That is honestly one of the more bizarre things you'll probably ever see for that position, which nobody gives a fuck about.
Right.
The crazy part is that they, by that extension, cannot get out until 2026. So, like, I feel like it's going to be one of these where this dude is a kind of a plotter, but they're probably going to end up just fucking giving him the ball. I don't know what to make of it. I really don't. Obviously, we haven't seen it. It's not. I don't think it's going to be well as far as efficiency goes. Here's the biggest question to me, frankly, though. I could give probably 2 fucks about the 5th. I really would like to know, Mike, because here's the thing. I want to roster a guy like Flacco because of what could happen to A-Rich. The $100, is this in-season fab? What's the budget of it? Like, I feel like there's some context that would really help me. I personally don't even think, though, that I would take the Chase Brown and Mixon for Kenneth Walker. But then those other 2 pieces, like, even if you told me you wanted to make that, and I'm like, all right, fine. Kenneth Walker's overvalued, and you want to split it there. Like, now it's like, but I don't know how to evaluate. In a lineup league, I do want to have a guy like Flacco. I want to have a lot of those quarterbacks in a lineup league, start 11. And what is this $100? Like, if that's, Mike, you put it best. If that's $100 of a $100 budget in season, and I have 200, fuck. That's a really nice little thing there. You can basically add whoever you want every week.
Well, Rodgers' team's pretty junky.
Okay.
Real junky. And Action Jackson's not much better. Like, more middle of the road.
Okay.
So if I'm sitting here, all the reasons I listed out of context, I'll take fucking Rodgers' side because at least I know I have flippability in Kenneth Walker fairly easy because of the age and people do overvalue him. So when Kenneth Walker goes out there and puts up a 20-point week, people are like, ooh, young running back. Sign me up for a trade. I got a much tougher time kind of sending away Joe Mixon, right? I'm down to, like, 3 teams that might be interested in my league?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want the Kenneth Walker side, regardless of the $100 in fab. Here's that turns out.
Can I tell you this? What's weird about this, though, when I'm looking? I don't see the angle. Like, you make a running back trade. The primary pieces in this deal are running backs, right?
Yep.
You normally don't see, like, 2 teams that aren't very good in the league.
Running back trades.
Yeah, make a trade centered around running backs. I guess I'm kind of a little confused, maybe. Like,
what are we doing?
What's the angle for both?
Right. Elite running back warp, like top 12 running back warp, is pretty good in this league too. So I don't know if I want to go down to like RB2 type warp.
Yeah.
From one guy in a lineup league.
Yeah.
There must be some good points per carry in this thing.
I'll say this though, like Action Jackson's team on the redraft total, right in the mix. So like it's not this Adam D teams looks ridiculous, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Adam D knows how to build a team.
Yeah, Adam with the big D, you definitely get it. You know,
you know what that's about.
I wish. I mean, I gotta ask him. You know, Action
I tell
Jackson.
my wife all the time, 8 inches.
Yep, the math is mathin'. Action Jackson's team is right on the border of being in. I think I understand his angle when I'm looking at it, and that is he's looking to get more shots any running back on a 53. This is a roster construction trade, and he's got, like, now look at his team, right? He's got 2 seconds, a bunch of thirds. He's trying to probably buy some in season. He's got guys like J.K. Dobbins, Devin Singletary, Guarendo. Like, his roster construction looks good. There's some players I wouldn't like to roster at receiver, but I understand why you would do it. I probably personally would not have. Because, can I tell you the crazy part? I've been talking about how, like, I don't like Kenneth Walker anymore at his value in startups and stuff. But I feel like that's become common thought process to everybody. No one really likes Kenneth Walker. To me,
that kind of a value.
A little bit of that, but also like it's just I think that just overall, like if I told you that 80, 90, 95% of people don't like a player, do you know what that means? When we aren't playing football, that's probably not a guy you should be trading. Because guess what? The whole world doesn't want him.
Right.
So shouldn't we, like, I guess my thing with Kenneth Walker is there's two things. One, this offense, if it's taking a large step forward as far as, I guess, overall plays being run, the tempo, if Kenneth Walker ends up looking better in a system like that. But then, two, even if it's not overall, Kenneth Walker's going to probably have some big weeks in that type of an offense where now I'm looking to sell him for something different.
I think Kenneth Walker is slowly approaching that underrated territory. While Joe Mixon's been overrated as fuck.
Yeah, he's close.
Startups. He's
close. I think I can. I also think to that point, you know what else is kind of interesting, and I'm thinking about it from Action Jackson's side and just things right now. Joe Mixon's starting to get to this point of he's guaranteed. People think he's guaranteed to get the volume. This offense is going to be good, right? So I think people are saying in a 1-year sprint, Joe Mixon's going to outscore Kenneth Walker. So. I think that's probably being baked into the deal for Action Jackson, and I don't know that I'm quite ready to tell you that Joe Mixon's going to outscore Kenneth Walker this year, personally.
Joe Mixon still going ahead of Trey Benson and Ramondre Stevenson in startups, and somebody fucking tell me why.
Well, I won't. I'm not going to try to be that type of person.
I don't get it.
Let me ask you this: what would that second running back need to be?
Najee, something like that.
Oh yeah, well of course. Yeah, I was gonna. If they're two starters, I bet you that deal doesn't get done though. Frankly,
Aaron Jones, Tony Pollard, Kamara. James
I was gonna
Conner.
say something like that. Like, yeah, you give me a Pollard, you give me
Brian Robinson.
Brian Robinson might be another one that would fit the bill because he's probably. I bet you in ADP they're not very different. Zamir maybe. Zamir White, I think people are starting to like. I feel like people need to cool the fuck down on Zamir White, man. We've seen a guy play 4 great games.
He still actually doesn't go that high in startups, man.
I get you. You're not wrong. I'm trying to think. What if that was – because for the record, the guy's going behind. How about some of the guys going – would you have done it for Mostert? Mixon and Mostert? Like gross old guys, but fuck it?
Would have been a little bit better.
What if it was Singletary? And Mixon.
In reality, too, it's a fucking lineup league. You already had a shit ton of running backs. So, like, do I really want to build out bench depth running backs?
Yeah, I think
give me a wide receiver instead, man. Give me I don't know, Romeo Dobbs, a Cherry Judy.
Yeah, I think what I would have. I think given what he's doing here, I would have almost rather piled up
D-Hop.
And I'll just tell you this, too. With this type of roster construction, Mike, I pray that's not actually in-season fab. In-season fab is what I'm – if I have these type of running backs where I don't know who's going to start weekly, I'm rostering, for the record, like any running back on a 53 thing works really well if you have guys like Garendo and Dobbins and these guys that don't actually have – what you don't want to do is have all these starting roles and you're picking every week. But then what you want to do is when a guy clearly is going to be the starter – I can go get him off the wire, or he's already on my bench, and now I start him. If you lose all that money in season, that would be bad news. I'm hoping if it's fucking, for the record, I've talked this point like 3 times. I don't know why I keep going back there, but if it's preseason or whatever before the season fab, who gives a fuck? I want Kenneth Walker and Flacco though, buddy. I do, and everyone's so worried. I see so many people still worried about A-Rich going to get hurt. He's guaranteed to get hurt. He's going to keep getting hurt. Well, I'm not someone that's going to try to predict injuries, but I think it's a possibility. I kind of want Flacco, I kind of want Flacco. So
comeback player of the year, Joe Flacco, by the way.
Yeah, which Eric and Mike were on early. And
plus 25,000 odds. In
best ball, Mike, Flacco, not that he wasn't in lineup, but in best ball, add a Flacco for free at the time. What a fucking payout for teams, huh? Like
league winner.
Comeback team of the year in Dynasty. If you had him.
Let's go.
All right. What do you think of the trades today, buddy? What did you think of those?
A lot of shit.
Can I tell you, I feel like I was going to say my takeaway was I know why I'm not getting deals done right now.
I say that, and yeah, I'm with you. I know why I'm not getting deals done, and I also kind of feel guilty. Like, apparently we got to save the fucking show, okay? Because, listen, Koopa did a great job kicking it off, okay? I was like, oh, heady move, Koopa. The rest of it is all fucking downhill from there, all right?
Yeah.
So, like, if Koopa's batting, like, in the second spot, or, you know, maybe in the third spot, instead of hitting leadoff,
right,
maybe the overall show wouldn't have felt like such a steep decline, but it was Koopa, 50 feet of shit, and then us.
Well, can I tell you what kind of scares me about the entire show? We had Barry also made a very heady move, right? So it's like Barry, Koopa.
Oh yeah, well that was a bend over move.
Yeah. That was in his inbox for the record. Like what amazes me is I go out there trying my damnedest to make a deal that's kind of good for someone else, trying to make a fair deal, and people are out here getting layups in their fucking inbox. I don't understand. But can I tell you what was
in July?
What was scary to me though, a little bit, is I feel like. For the most part, our patrons, we sided against them, and I don't know. What are we doing? Are we not doing our job right? Are we talking crazy?
Maybe. I don't know what else to do, man. We provide a Discord, patreon.com/South Harmon, where you can literally ask trade questions before you hit the accept button or send button.
It could also be that people are just they want football back so damn bad that they're just sitting on their hands. They don't know what to do with themselves. You know, I got to make a trade. We
put all the tools and content in place to prevent things like this happening, but they still happen.
I'm gonna do the sensible thing. I'm gonna get a job at Enterprise Rent-A-Car because they give you the tools. We love you.
Trades like this, you won't even be able to afford Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I was kind of making that because if this continues, I'm pretty sure we're going under, buddy. I've got to go back to the real world, you know? The dream and, you know, find your dinosaur. Well, I think it might be over, buddy.
Oh, shit.
I had to get up at 10 o'clock this morning. Yeah. Don't do that to us. Let's make better trades next week, guys,
just
including
remember,
us, right?
This is 8 inches.
Yeah. Yep. It is.
2 minutes is a long time.
Mike has hands the size of Andre the Giant, you know? That 8 inches. I think it's time to end the trade show. Regardless, we'll be back next week. Hopefully, we make some better deals. If you want to help us out with the trades, patreon.com/South Harmon. Go check out Signed Shit. By next week, we might even have a more exciting new affiliate deal. But we'll see you back here. Same time, same place. We're out of this thing. Peace.
Peace.